Hello,
Yay!
hello.
Hello,
We
everybody.
are
It's a great
back with
day.
another Siena and Jodi chat in the Blissful Love
Whoop, whoop.
Train. Join all aboard.
Yes.
So,
Choo
Sienna,
choo
you
on
are
board.
outside enjoying the beautiful nature on a walk over there.
Yes, I am. It
And tell
is
me, tell me,
absolutely incredible. Oh, can you hear
yeah,
me?
tell me how you're feeling today. Yeah, I can hear you. Tell me how you're feeling. What's
Yeah,
going
so
on? What's on our
today,
mind today?
well, today has been a day of just exciting information being downloaded. One of the things that came to me, I was just talking to Cody about, was basically like really embodying what it's like to live in that state of knowingness and trust, and basically getting out of the way when the human mind starts to say, well, how about this, and I don't know about this, and we don't have time or money for this, and actually knowing with all utmost conviction that it is all here right now. The moment you declare something, it really is so if you want to live that life that you really deserve, you have to really act as if it is right now. Like, you can't get confused and think, oh, yesterday this happened or tomorrow this is going to happen, because that's not basically living from that knowing state, right? So today,
Yeah,
one
and
thing
that's
for
it.
me, sorry,
Yeah. No, no.
no, just
I
today,
love
one
it.
thing for me is surrendering into that knowingness and that faith.
Yeah, and what you just said, like what we were talking about was the knowingness, and then when you feel other, like whatever you said, like, you think, oh, how can that be, or this or that, or whatever. It's like, is that loving? Like, is that blissfully loving
Mhm.
to me to have those thoughts? I'm not saying you like whatever. People can say whatever they want. You can't, deny your feelings and all these things. That's true. But I'm not, why do we have to give it so much clout, like so much weight?
That
Like,
clout,
why
I
does
love that.
yeah, like, why does every thought have to be true or like influence me on such an emotional way? Like, I decide what that is. I get to decide. So, you know, like you said, when you have a thought of what happened yesterday or what's going to happen tomorrow, like this is what we're talking about. When you are fully present and you're fully present and you're aware of these things, then you realize that is my choice from this space. It's my choice where I'm going in my mind or in consciousness. And if it's not directly in front of me right now, how do I know that it even exists?
You don't.
It just makes me laugh because I'm just like, really? Like, I think that that thing is over there, or I think that that's the number in my bank account, or I think that, somebody I talk to is living over there. But how do I really know if I'm not there? Like, truly, truly. You can laugh. People can think that this is silly, like, well, because, whatever. But
Yeah.
really, you're not there. How
Yes,
do you know?
exactly. You don't. That's the thing, is like,
Mm-mm.
literally created it to be real instantly by putting our attention towards it. And then we think that it makes total sense. But then with everything else, it's like, oh well, that's crazy. How could that be? But you're doing it all the time. Like, you are
Yeah.
literally doing it all the time.
And like that conversation you had yesterday, like, how do you know you're remembering it correctly? You're different in every moment. You've chosen to, like,
Mhm.
what I'm trying to say is the most loving thing when we were talking about earlier, when we're in the state, when we come to awareness, like, say you're just doing automatic living, which is fine. We're making food or we're doing this or we're not doing that. And we haven't really been fully present, but then you come into presence and you say, what state am I in? Oh, I choose
Mhm.
blissful. I'm in blissful love right now. Actually, I'm in blissful love. And so from this blissfully loving state, then what do I want to remember? Or what memories do I have access to? And like, if something, an argument or something unpleasant or whatever happened, like, you wouldn't choose to remember that in a blissfully loving state, or you would remember it with the lens of blissful love. So you would see it and hear it and feel it differently. And that's what I've been and you've been experiencing. And I think it's really
Exactly.
profound. Like, it's really life changing when you realize this. Like, who's
It
keeping
is.
this in place? Who's keeping this in place? Me in an old state of being. Me in a limited state of being. Why would I do that to myself? Why?
Yeah. Why would you? Seriously.
N-
What
No,
what if you really like, even if, and this is so funny, but people I think need to understand this. Even if people want to keep believing because they're creating that we can't control reality. There's only some things we control, but you can control your thoughts. Okay. So why would you choose thoughts that make you feel like shit? Why?
exactly.
Like, even at the bare minimum, wouldn't you at least want to feel decent, good?
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
then what? Then from there, you're going to being shown the experience that it actually is your thoughts that create. So why wouldn't you at least try? I feel like that's the fun part, is this is all just a fun little play game anyways. So why would you be, if you go to an arcade, most people are willing to try things, right? You go to an arcade and you think, oh, that looks fun, it may be stupid, but I don't care, I'm going to try it, it's only like 25 cents. Yeah, you have nothing to lose here, so why wouldn't you just treat this like an arcade? You just play it out, try it out, like at least, at the very least, just give it a shot. If it's
Yeah,
one new thought, if it's
there is
one thing.
nothing to lose. Nothing to lose. And literally everything to
Exactly.
gain, because it is you can prove it to yourself very easily. Like, this is fun. This is fun, Sienna. We never talked about this, but this is fun. There's so many experiments that you can do that are just simple, and they don't have to be like, oh, whatever. Anyways, I'm not putting any labels on it. I'm saying it is the same mechanism. So imagine, like, people know this example, and I'm sure that you've had these, anyone listening has had these examples before, but you don't put two and two together, like, oh, I was just thinking of that person and then they messaged me, or I was just thinking of them and then someone else mentioned them, or I was just thinking of them and then I ran into their sister or their brother or them at the grocery store. Like, that's
Yeah.
so weird. Is it weird? Like,
Is it
and so
really
what I'm
weird?
saying is that is an experiment that everyone could do with, like, if make sure it's maybe somebody you want to hear from or you want to see, but, like, you can think of someone or think of it and then just see what happens. You
Hmm.
literally nothing to lose.
Totally. Nothing. Zero. Squat. Like,
It's a fun experiment, and it's also the fun, we've also done listing, like, list for fun, like, listing out things that would be delightful to experience in your reality, like, I see a rainbow, or I receive, flowers, and, just, like, fun items, and then just let it go, like, just, like, super nonchalant, easy, and see what happens, and you're gonna see what happens. Stuff
exactly.
happens. And then you cannot, then what I'm saying it for is, I know this, we know this, but it's like, to have that knowingness, you pretty much have to test it out for yourself. So then
You do.
you can't lie to yourself anymore. Once you experience something, you can't say, well, like, well, that's just a coincidence. Okay.
Yeah.
How many
Okay.
coincidences until you call it a synchronicity, until you call it, you set that emotion, your intention, your attention brought that into being. How many coincidences does it take until you take the reins?
Hmm. Exactly. And I think that most people are just, I don't know, I understand this, too scared to try, because people are very afraid of failure. And so thinking, oh, well, what if I go all in and then the worst, trust myself. But if you're already living a mediocre or miserable life, what do you actually have to lose? Actually, you have every single thing to gain. That's all you've been doing this whole time. You have been absolutely choosing every single experience, even miserable. Yes, even miserable. And this is funny because, like, me, Jody, when I first got into this, I was so mad about that part. Like, I wasn't, why would I choose
Mm,
something like this? No, of course. It's
mhm,
not like I did it on purpose. I forgot to understand that I was powerful. So yes, I was
mm.
choosing something thinking I was a victim. So no harm in that. It's fine. But then when you realize, when you truly start seeing based on these things you call synchronicities, then you get this faith of like, yeah, I really am all there is. I'm really everything. So why wouldn't I use that knowingness, that love of God, this playfulness that I am so honored to have on a moment to moment basis, to literally live the life of my freaking dreams, and then through that inspire every single person to do the exact same. It's a win-win.
Yeah, it's like, it's so good. I love that you said that about the fear of failure, because that is very true. And it's like, it's just unconsciousness. That's it. The more
Exactly.
awareness, the more light coming into your mind, the more light in your consciousness and your awareness, the more you see and the more you realize. And you're just like, oh,
Yes.
yeah, I was choosing that, but unaware, like from a state of unconsciousness. So you couldn't have known that. Like nobody
No.
knows when they're doing it. Like, and yeah, would resist or get mad for someone saying, like, you're doing this to yourself. It's like, no, I'm not. And it's hard. It's hard to hear. But at the same time, like you said, you have literally nothing to lose. Everything is already shit or kind of like
Yes.
uncomfortable or whatever it is. You literally have nothing to lose to apply yourself differently. And I will say, I want to say something that also it sparked in my head is that when we are living, an unconscious or not enjoyable life or whatever. It doesn't even always have to be enjoyable. I mean, a not conscious life, not aware of why things are happening or where they're coming from or why is this going on in my life. When we're living that kind of life, like, yeah, we're tuned into failure or disappointment because we're mismanaging our consciousness. We're mismanaging our mental and emotional creativity. We're using it
Yes.
in a way
Yes.
that is not like not it's not how it's meant to be used, to uplift us, to create, to yeah, to be creative. We're not being creative. That's the point. We're not being creative. We're being programmed
Yes.
and then just steady status quo, like this is just the way it is, just the way life is. That's just how it goes. It's unfair. It's this, that, whatever people say to like explain it away instead of taking the reins and saying like, I more even if this were all like just whatever, like, oh well, it's made up or something. So like I still want to take the reins and give it a shot. Like I still
Yes.
want to be like, well, might as well give it a try. Like what else am I doing? I don't want to be in
Exactly.
unconsciousness and disappointment and like, oh, tired because it's so hard and this life is so hard. Okay, then so be it. Then so be it. And then
Exactly.
that's the life that it's gonna be. I might as well take the reins and like, swing, like take a swing. I mean, at the like swing and you swing and a miss, okay, but like you're gonna hit the ball sometime.
Exactly. Exactly. And the more you repeat it, the more you believe in it, the more you persist in it, yeah, you're going to hit the bullseye. Like
Yeah.
you are. You really are.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
actually that's the one thing I think that I can say is impossible. It's impossible to not fully go all in and not have success. Like that's
Yes.
impossible.
I believe it. I understand. I know.
You know
I'm
what I mean?
there. Yes, and also I said to somebody today, I was like, use your discomfort for something good. Use your uncomfort. Use the suckiness. Like, don't just sit in it. Use it for
Yes.
something. Use it to give you clarity on what you want and then go for it. Don't stay in the
Exactly.
discomfort. Don't stay in the suckiness. It is serving you. It is serving you such a beautiful lesson, such a beautiful way of like, oh, wake up. Like, wake up. This is uncomfortable. Super uncomfortable. Wake up.
Ah,
Wake up.
wake the fuck up.
Dreamer. Dreamer, you're
Oh,
dreaming. Wake up. Create a new
I know.
dream. Like lucid dream in your waking life. Like that is what we're here to do. And we're here doing it. We
Exactly.
can say this because obviously we're all fired up and like, so excited. Sorry if I'm yelling at everyone because it's
I love it.
exciting. It is
It
exciting. And I
is.
love to see and hear and feel others, like the reflections of each other doing it. Like all of us, little individualized like
I know. How
God
sweet is that?
dreaming.
They're so cute.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I know.
Like
I
being
know.
being a little wave on the ocean, thinking you're separate from the ocean. It's like you would never say the wave is separate from the ocean. It's obviously a part of the ocean, but it looks individualized because it's got his own form and his own little style and his own vibe. That's all of us. But you're not
Exactly.
separate from the ocean. You're not separate from
No,
God?
no, you can never be. That's that. You can be so powerful in believing you're separate and showing every way in the world that you're separate. And that's how good you are. That is how good you are.
Exactly. Exactly. That's how
That is
good you are.
how
You've played.
powerful you are.
Yes, we've fallen asleep so heavy. We had a deep, deep sleep that we forgot that we were the whole thing. Oh my gosh.
Exactly.
And we have
Wow.
access to that consciousness, to that mind. It is at your service. It's at your service. And we're
Always.
doing ourselves a disservice to not use it. Why aren't we using it?
I know.
So we're using it. I'm using it. You're
No,
using it. We're using it.
we are absolutely using it now. There's no doubt that. No doubt. No
So,
doubt. No doubt about it.
no doubt. You sound very
No
Canadian
doubt
there.
about it. No
No
doubt
doubt
about
about
it.
it.
Oh my gosh.
Anywho, I trust that everyone has felt our energy today. Everyone has felt
Yes.
our excitement. Everyone has felt our, sparkliness for all of this clarity and wisdom and blissful love that we are shining upon ourselves and everyone in our consciousness, everyone listening, everyone that comes across our path, every being that comes across our path, everything that we see, everything that we hear, everything that we feel. Blissful love.
Blissful love. Thank you guys. We
Any
love you. You deserve it. You deserve to have everything more. That's your nature. It's your being.
Go for it. And if you have any questions, any help you need, we're always here. Reach out. We would love to connect with all of
Yes.
you.
Exactly. Blessings. Everyone have the most blessed now moment. That's it.
Talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye.